Hello, potential survivors. Ghostfake here, and I'm here to talk to you about a perfectly harmless, yet sometimes fatal affliction called subscriber's guilt. This unbelievably dangerous disease occurs when YouTube recommends a video that you may like, and based off the one video, you subscribe to that channel, only to find out that every other video on that channel is complete trash. Well, I'm here to tell you that at Survivor's Guilt, you don't have to worry about that, because every video is trash. Here at Survivor's Guilt, we determine your chances of surviving your favorite and not favorite horror movies, using our patented survival stat technology based loosely in science. We calculate your exact odds of surviving through these movies. Did I say exact? I meant exaggerated and biased. We do this by taking a look at our main characters and the death that surrounds them to determine your chances of suffering survivor's guilt. So don't afflict yourself with subscriber's guilt, try survivor's guilt, and prepare to be disappointed.
We're going to go over this one time and one time only.
Hey everybody, have you heard the news? Joe Bob is back in town. Joe Bob is back in town. Joe Bob is back in town.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Behind the Box. Mr. Len Miller is with me, but he is in the dark.
Dark, yes. Technical difficulties as always.
I love it. I love it. We may not be able to see you, but you're here, man, and that's what's
I'm telling you, I feel like it's like a weekly occurrence with me. Either I'm late to the show or Wi-Fi issues. Now it's for my brand new computer is not allowing me to be seen. I mean, you know, I know my face is nothing to be looking at here, but still, cut me a break.
Dude, it's all good, man. I don't know what's going on, but something's happening. You can jump in on your phone if you want, if you think that will work, but I'm fine with you how it is.
That's fine with me. Yeah, no, I mean, we are all about listening and talking, not seeing my face. So
I just have to kind of, you know, maybe think about like, wait, what are we doing here? What is Len thinking? I can't see it on his face. But we're back. We took a week off, you know, just to kind of address the elephant in the room. Not me. I'm just talking about the thing that we don't see. Two of our hosts did leave the show. All good. Wish them the absolute best. Len and I are taking it from here. You know, we're going to try and entertain as best as possible. So please join in the comments, of course. Join in on the topics. If you have topics you want to talk about, please feel free to throw them out. So yeah, Len, how you doing, man? It's been 2 weeks. So
yeah, I am doing good. I am slowly getting into that time of season where we do the transition from Halloween into Thanksgiving / kind of Christmas. I know that's always a faux pas, with like movies, but much like tonight's topic, I mean, there's just not much Thanksgiving material, in my opinion, out there. But we'll get in that a little bit there from there. But kind of getting slowly into the Christmas groove. We personal wise on the home front, we got the most of the lights up today. We're doing the tree this weekend, kind of tradition for Thanksgiving, and just enjoying life too, man. Haven't really seen anything new. I'm excited that there are a lot of releases coming up in the next month. So hopefully video on demand keeps the time frame and doesn't keep pushing back stuff, and we'll go from there. So
for people who don't know, when it comes to Christmas, there's people who are dead set on as soon as Halloween ends, we decorate for Christmas. There's people who are saying wait until after Thanksgiving to do that, wait till December, whatever. Everybody has a different train of thought. Mine used to be don't mess with Thanksgiving, do it after. But I've gotten to a point where it's like, to each their own. My personal feelings about it are once you see Santa at the Macy's Day Parade, then it's fair game. But like I said, I'm not judging people anymore. So for me, I know you, Len, you're one of those people who aren't November 1st comes around. Like you're not the type of guy or type of person, I should say, that is like November 1st, I'm going to force this down everybody's throat. Yeah. You're like a Christmas addict where you are holding on for dear life until Halloween is over. If you could, you would decorate in July.
You know what? I mean, for both. I mean, that's the thing is if my love for Halloween wasn't like because I rate Christmas as like 1A and I rate Halloween like 1B. That's how much like I love both holidays. And it's tough because like, yes, do I want to start say decorating my house for a Christmas theme vibe? Yes, but it's also hard for me to pass up the Halloween / fall, side of me too there. Cause especially when it comes to Halloween, like I always, we were talking about a while back, a few shows about like Fear Fest and like when the TV channels start releasing the movies, they're releasing them like boom, like October 1st. And like, that's how I feel with like my house decorations. Once you start getting those movies, you got to start, making sure you're on your game and getting your house, in my opinion, transitioned over there. So you can, get at least a month's worth of house decorations, whether it be for Halloween. And then for Christmas, you get a little bit more in my household because like you said, Mike, I am all about, giving Halloween its due respect. But after about a week, I kind of pushed it back. Now about a week after Halloween is when I slowly maybe, I might put the fall stuff out, which is only a couple items just to kind of, take away the pumpkins. Well, it's the scary pumpkins. And then I'm about a week behind, and then we get the Christmas stuff going. And that's how my household is, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my stepson is away at his dad's for Thanksgiving. So we're going to wait for the decorations. We, of course, want him to be here. That's
of course. Yeah. Everybody like loves it. I mean, and like you mentioned too, which is a big thing. A lot of people really enjoy Thanksgiving as their holiday. Like, which hey, teach his own. People love it. That's fine. But to me, it's just really a day of me getting fatter. So I really if our viewers there who do watch us through the streaming here, it's like I do have a few extra pounds around my belly, so sometimes I try to watch what I've been eating, and I've been doing good with losing some weight, so I gotta say that I'm quite happy about that. But it's Yeah, you gotta do that. But again, some people just love it. I mean, you give thanks per se, but it's a family time. It's a family gathering, and it's tough this year, especially with COVID. I mean, that was a big topic up here in New Jersey. I mean, I don't know where all our listeners are listening from, but in New Jersey, our governor, has put restrictions on, max 10 people for gatherings. And, he's in so many ways wanting neighbors, if you see X amount of cars outside your neighbor's house, to call the local authorities. So in so many ways, they want you to rat out your neighbors, which is it's kind of taken back by that, but
It's called a service to your country, sir.
yeah, but snitches get stitches, and it's not gonna be good there for your neighbors. But they that's the role they're going. But I mean, just for our end, we're taking it easy tomorrow for Thanksgiving. We are just going to be the three of us. We are not going to my sister and brother-in-law's this year just because of COVID. Not that, we don't trust the family side, but it's just hard. It's just hard. So
it's so many factors coming into it.
Yeah.
You got to play it safe. We're doing the same here. We're just going to chill out. I'm going to watch Pray with Jack. Mary's got some cookies she's got to do, cookie orders she's got to put out. And then we're going to eat dinner, and then just shameless self-promoting plug.
Yes.
I'm going to be sleeping until I go live at 11 p.m. tomorrow night.
Yes.
For our 8-hour Friendsgiving virtual party here on thescenesnobs.com.
Well, let's talk about that. What's it all about there, Mike?
Well, okay. So it all starts for me with Thanksgiving, as you know, because we know each other so long. Thanksgiving is an important holiday for me. It's one of those days that even more so with friends than I think with family, whose friends always got together, and you always never felt alone. You felt like a togetherness and stuff like that. So there are many Thanksgivings I didn't get to spend with anybody, like due to work, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But as you know, living all around the country for a lot of years, I didn't get to come home on Thanksgiving. So I had a lot of Friendsgivings. So they always just meant something to me, man. And our philosophy always when we were doing it was nobody gets left out. Mm-hmm. I don't even care if you hate the person. If they're there, you invite them. Yeah. Because, it's important. It's important to have people feel, like they're a part of something, and especially in Thanksgiving. So this year, of course, being the dumpster fire that it is, and so many people feeling alone, I wanted to do something different. I know Thanksgiving, most people are going to be eating. They have some sort of plans, whether it be virtually or just contained. So I figured what I'll do is a lot of people tend to stay up late at night on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
They'll sleep during the day because of the turkey or whatever reason. Or I've also read up and I've found by talking to people that a lot of people stay up late because they feel lonely. Okay. So that got me, it got me thinking a bit, and I was just like, well, why don't I do a live show all night long, so that people feel like if they're bored, maybe they'll get some entertainment. If they're lonely, maybe they'll feel a part of something. They can join in, things like that. And then we'll do live. We're going to talk about lots of things. Casey from the Scene Snobs podcast is going to join me. Kaz from the Sports Snobs said he might join in for a little bit. Rob from Rob Paints the Movies is going to paint something that night. My co-hosts Mary and Frank from Mutant Pregame Show are going to join in. My buddy Gerard may join in to. He's got some cool conspiracy theories based on movies that I think will be a lot of fun. Okay. So I think that's, it keeps people going. It's Black Friday the next day. Nobody needs to be out. Nobody needs to be shopping. So sleep in, but just let's enjoy the night.
But you know what? Also, it does help too, because those people who do wish to go Black Friday shopping for those online deals like me, it helps you stay up. You know what I mean? Like I might be up at midnight and I'll have you guys on one page and I'll have my Costco page on another or something, you know?
Yes, man. And if you are up and you just feel like jumping in and talking about something, please feel free.
Absolutely. And for all our listeners out there, we will be using the StreamYard and all the usual sites that are affiliated.
Oh, yeah. It will be on the YouTube page. It will be on all the Facebook groups, the Facebook page, Twitch, Twitter. You know, it's going to be on everything.
All right. So we are locked and loaded then for that.
And speaking of which, my Kaz from the Sports Snobs podcast says Turkey Day is a family tradition. New Jersey high school basketball traditionally starts the next day. Yep. That's true. Yeah, I never even thought about that.
It does. And by the way, I must make mention too that I love Brian's avatar there. The New Jersey Devils with the Stanley Cup. I mean, there's nothing better. I mean, you gotta love it. So
he is. He is a fan. I will give him that. So actually, I forget who it was, but I was at his house years ago. One of the New Jersey Devils came to his house. He won a contest, and it was just to come and hang out.
Oh, it's fantastic.
He'll tell me in a minute. I know it.
Yeah.
So one of the New Jersey Devils came and hung out. I can't remember his name for the life of me. And he was a really cool guy. Like it was fun to talk to him. Brian had me over. Oh, Patrick
Elliott. Nice.
Patrick Elliott. Yeah. He came to the house. Nice dude. Really nice dude. Yes. Our resident Facebook user is back. We love you, Facebook user. We don't know who you are, but when you show up on all our shows, all right, so anybody watching who doesn't know, Facebook user, when it comes to this show, we consider them like our Florida man. We have no idea who they are. They comment. We love it. We don't care for them to ever tell us who they are. They say they can't see Lenny. I don't know what you're talking about. He's right there. He's on the screen. No, I'm just kidding.
It's funny because I have this still on the bottom of me frozen, but I just see black on my screen. But I love the fact that Facebook user, the first comment they post is for me. You know, I love it. Not for Mike or anything else, but for me. So
Facebook user loves you.
That's great. That's great. I do appreciate the fan club. You know, I appreciate the love. And, you know, getting back real fast to what Brian, Patrick Elias, that's amazing that for the quality player that Patrick Elias was, to get him to come to your house. It's not like some third line person that you're not going to have. Just the fact to see him have that's fantastic.
Yeah, he straight up just hung out too. It was a really cool. Oh God, Ryan, why do you keep saying things? All right, it's kind of funny, so I'll let it go because you're not making fun of the movement. Lenny is doing a Black Lives Matter tribute like 3 months late. Yeah,
nice.
5 months late.
Nice.
That was June. But yeah, you are right. No, Lenny just doesn't have a working computer.
I'll be taking it to Best Buy tomorrow. I'll be like, no, I'm not here for Black Friday. I'm here because my computer does not show the the live feed. But
mix it up. We're gonna have to get you a good old webcam, my friend. We're down to one viewer, and I think it's Brian. No, come back, Facebook user. We miss you.
Oh, Facebook user.
We never want Facebook user to go.
That's okay.
We have been talking a lot about Thanksgiving and what's coming up. We're going to get into what Brian says. He was amazing. Stayed 15 minutes extra for my buddy to show. Yeah, he did. I remember that.
That's awesome. See, like this small stuff like that just proves the quality player that he's awesome. So that's awesome. It's just good stories.
I have those pictures up on Facebook of us with him.
Oh, you guys, nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I was there. He invited me over.
Well, I was going to say, I also have the picture on. I'm going to have to request Brian on my Facebook feed because I got the one picture that we were at the NHL drafts up in Jersey. And freaking, you put the black tape over my Brodeur jersey, like in the back. I didn't realize it for like a half an hour. So here I am walking around with this like modified X of tape over Brodeur's name. And I think I almost bag tagged you that day, actually. I was upset that day, dude, but I did not want to waste it. So
I know we're not sports. You were at. Brian says he was at that draft too.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, we didn't see it, but we were there. That was the only time I was fully on board with waiting online for 2 hours to see the Stanley Cup.
Pretty much.
I will wait online for the Stanley
Yeah.
Cup. So getting into it,
Yes.
Len and I want to talk about Thanksgiving specials, Thanksgiving movies, things that are special to Thanksgiving. So for you, Len, kind of getting into it, I want to start with the specials because you're a specials guy.
Yeah, I am. I appreciate the 1970s, 80s nostalgic specials, and it's kind of where I am. So,
It's weird when Charlie Brown got out of the 60s and got into the 70s and 80s. I did not care about any of their specials.
yeah, I was going to get into that actually tonight. So, we'll dive into that in a few moments.
Well, we've talked about it before, especially on this show. Like, I am not a fan of 70s or 80s animation.
Correct. Unless it's like Franklin and Bass, I really don't. I appreciate what they put out. A lot of the cartoon, a lot of stop motion material. To me, it's fine. You'll see a lot of that on ABC Family, the traditional ones that you grew up watching. But or is it Rankin and Bass? No, I think it's Rankin and Bass. I think. Anyway, regardless, they were like the big producers of it back in the 70s and the 80s until the company folded. But I actually agree. Out of respect, I always will watch a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving because I just have to. But out of the quote unquote the specials, it's like bottom tier, dude. I really am not that much of a fan of it. You're right. It just has it in a weird way. It's hard for me to say this, but yet try to describe it. But it has a 1970s feel to it. Like, I don't know if it's the music. I don't know if it's just the way the artwork is kind of laid out. But it's, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. But yeah, no, the specials for me, like I said, I mean, I grew up with those specials, whether it be for, especially like I said, the last 3 months between the Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas wise, the lineup there, you can't go wrong. So,
all right. So here's the thing about, I used to watch the Thanksgiving special a lot for Charlie Brown. And I always liked, I liked it on a level of it was on, so I just like enjoyed it for what it was.
Sure.
The first half, once they got to the Mayflower stuff, I was like, I'm out.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, but even that episode, the first one that they're trying to show, where like it's just like, I get the point of is to always make fun of Charlie Brown in it, but I'm like, damn, like Peppermint Patty is like forcing herself and inviting literally half the town's kids to this guy's house, and she expects all this stuff done, and like Snoopy puts on the best that he can get, between the popcorn, the toast, butter, this and that. Like, he does the best he can, lays it out, trays, food, table, you name it. And all she does is complain. Like, I'm just like, come on. Like, there's a certain point where I'm just like, nuts to you there, Peppermint Patty. I can't take it. So.
Only Turkey Day specials I see now are Disney Junior. That's true, man.
God.
It's Nick Jr. or Disney Jr.
No, it's both. I am fully expecting that tomorrow because I have not. But you know what, though? I have not actually seen more recent specials. And to me, I don't know, but like, even when it comes to Halloween, I see a lot more of the episodes for, so I can't really say Halloween, but definitely with Thanksgiving and even Christmas, I really don't see the quote unquote the specials anymore, like on CBS, NBC, ABC, stuff along those lines. Like, like Brian's right. Like, yeah, you will see Disney Junior, Nickelodeon, like those shows will have material, but you just don't have the way it was when we were growing up in like the 80s, and even the material from the 70s that came into the 80s. Like, you just don't get that anymore. And you know, at least like my son, for Ethan, like I try encouraging him to watch those classics so they don't like go away, because there's nothing out there. And, I just don't want it to kind of die, the quote unquote, the holiday special on TV. Cause we talked about it. And I think we talked about it when we found out that Apple was not going to let the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown air on TV.
Yeah,
That was, to me, was horrible because even though, yes, do I have it on DVD? Do I have it on Blu-ray? Yes, I do. But there's just something about putting on the TV and watching a Charlie Brown special, Frosty the Snowman, you name it, all these specials, and just, I don't know, just something about watching it on TV and the commercials and rushing home to watch it. It's like, I don't know. To me, maybe it's generational, man. Again, I don't know if, youth today that has streaming services and can download it in a heartbeat for $2.99 really will understand what I'm mentioning. So,
well, I think everything you're saying is it's sad but true. Like everything's kind of going away. Like they don't do holidays aren't events like they used to be anymore. Like they are still. I mean, Christmas especially. I'd say Christmas and Halloween, it's still eventful, but it's just nowhere near. Like the commercials were filled. Everybody was all the marketing was filled for Halloween, all decked out.
Yeah.
Christmas too. Thanksgiving, they had some too back in the day, man. They had some Thanksgiving because you always had the Black Friday specials, so they were always kind of playing those
correct
hand in hand. But yeah, the worlds we know in terms of the Thanksgiving specials or holiday specials in general,
yeah,
it's just going away, man. I want to see a resurgence of Christmas specials, things like that. And then, Brian brings up a good point. Yeah, YouTube killed TV.
Brian, absolutely. I have a on my YouTube page, I have a seasonal folder where it has all of these TV shows specials that I can watch that I could easily pop on my DVD. But no, I have it right there. You can, sometimes they get taken down, but a quick search, a couple extra pages, and you find it again. Uploaded the next day, but one thing I do appreciate about YouTube with the specials is that you will find specials that you remember as a kid, but you can't find on a DVD or on the market, but some person uploaded it from their VHS tape onto YouTube, and you can tell the quality, it's not there, but just to have that. And I'm just gonna say Mark Summers' magical tour for Halloween, it was Jonathan Brandis as a young Jonathan Brandis and a couple other stars now that were on it, and it was like a magic whodunit type of show for half an hour. It was on Nickelodeon, but I remember as a kid, and sure enough, I put it on YouTube and boom, popped up. So at least that's to the credit of YouTube. But overall, though, I do agree though with what Brian said.
You know what Brian is also saying too, because for me, Thanksgiving, the biggest thing I need to watch is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And Brian, they are showing it, but they're showing last year's. And you know what? I'm going to watch.
Really? Is that what they're doing?
I'll take it. I need to watch. All right. For me, it's such a big thing. I watched that every year with my grandmother growing up, and I always heard the stories about watching and her watching and things like that. I have to watch it. It feels like Thanksgiving for me.
Yeah.
And it's a big thing, and I've always wanted to share that with my kids, and I have since coming into Tommy's life and then having Jack. So tomorrow, Jack and I will sit on the couch. We will watch the parade. We're gonna have a good time. He's not gonna know it's from last year.
Yeah.
So so I am all for just sitting down and watching it. And Brian says, watch Hallmark Channel if you want.
Nice.
September. Brian, your timeline is off, man, because you're saying the Black Lives Matter tribute is 3 months ago when it was like 6 months ago. And now you're saying Hallmark started in September. Hallmark started in like last January. Let's be real. And
I really don't think the Hallmark Channel nowadays even transitions from Christmas. I think it's always the same.
Oh, it's so bad. They pre-taped some stuff that is new for this year. Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, because that's what I wanted to discuss too. Is I think they're actually transitioning, or they're having the shows like the Broadway. You know, when they have the dancers and the singers come on, I think those are going to be live. But like you're saying, the balloons and everything else, I guess will be last year's. So,
yeah, most likely. I mean, you might as well do it that way. You just kind of like go in and out. And,
yeah.
I mean, I want him to see the big balloons. I want him to do that. And,
absolutely.
So I think that's important to have the parade. You got to keep that going. I like the idea that they're going to do that.
That's it's funny because that was going to be one of my questions to you is there something on like show wise, it could be specials or live or whatever on Thanksgiving that is, I don't want to say the epitome of Thanksgiving, but it's always a Thanksgiving must, special wise, movie wise, any of that stuff?
That's a great question. Yeah, there's a few things. For some reason, there's two that jump out at me that I like to watch on Thanksgiving. And that is Home Alone.
Okay.
Which we're actually going to wait this year because that's one of Tommy's favorite movies.
Sure, absolutely.
So we're just going to wait for that to watch that for the first time. And then there's the Ron Howard Grinch movie.
Okay.
I don't know why that always just stuck with me on Thanksgiving, but that was one I really always enjoyed.
That's okay. Nice. Yeah, I on my end, I actually it'll be tonight, but I am actually doing a nice show with you instead there, Mike. But maybe I might watch it later after I'm done. It's actually Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That to me is just a great Thanksgiving movie. You know, hysterical. Love that movie. The chemistry that Candy and Steve Martin have is fantastic. I just love that. And on Thanksgiving, always a must is a Garfield Thanksgiving. That is two things that I must watch. Because I don't know, I just again, Garfield Thanksgiving, 1980s special. People, it's a dying breed. Garfield. They don't appreciate it anymore, and that's a shame. So if I could somehow keep it alive, Ethan might not like it this year, but I'm gonna keep shoving it down his throat every year, and by darn it, eventually he will like it. So
it won't even have to be that he likes it, because I'm not even a big fan of it. I'll watch it though.
I like it, dude. I think it's better than the Halloween one. I know you like the Halloween one a lot, but
and I love the Christmas one.
Yes, well, the Christmas is the best one, but that I don't know, that Thanksgiving one, man, that's a good one. But tradition wise though too, I do agree with you with Santa coming down. The time, to Times Square, whatever it is in New York, Times Square, I guess, I don't even know. But Santa coming down is the start of Christmas, but you're right. I also have to watch The Grinch, but I have to watch the cartoon version of The Grinch to officially start Christmas season for me. But in the morning, a big topic, which is also a big one, movie-wise, that I don't know if the rest of our viewers have this or not. This might just be a New York, New Jersey thing. But
Babes in Toyland.
Growing up, March of the Wooden Soldiers on WPIX Channel 11. They would air at 9 o'clock in the morning on Thanksgiving Day. That is, boom, that is Thanksgiving. You name it, that's it right there.
That was the Laurel and Hardy version too, like the old version of March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Well, yeah, that's the
there's an 80s version.
No, the original, with Laurel and Hardy, Silas Barnaby and all these characters, that's the one I'm talking about. That's the one that you have to watch. And it was tough. It was almost on the verge of divorce in our house a few times because Kelly has grown up with the parade, and I've grown up with watching March of the Wooden Soldiers. And we have actually come to a compromise as WPIX has been generous to air it twice on Thanksgiving. So Kelly gets her parade, and then, we watch the dog show, and then they air March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know. Brian is right. Turkey Day is for NFL football. I do watch the NFL.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And,
absolutely.
But I will say this, if there's a point system in your house of who agrees more, I agree with your wife. It's all about the parade.
Yeah.
My father always had to watch March of the Wooden Soldiers. Is one of his favorites. He loved Laurel and Hardy. And that for him, that was a Thanksgiving Day thing too.
Yep.
So I spent many years watching it. I never really cared. I could never get into it. Even with Mickey Mouse there.
It's okay.
It was one of those things. So when I grew up and traditions were continuing, that wasn't one I kept.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they show it anywhere besides New York, New Jersey.
And that's why I put that onus out there in the beginning was I don't know if it's a New York, New Jersey thing or if it is a Channel 11 WPIX thing, but I mean, they're still doing it, so, kudos to them.
I want to say that it is a New York, New Jersey thing, because I want to say when I was living in L.A., it wasn't on.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, well, that's weird. Because, again, for me, I'm sitting there saying it's a Thanksgiving tradition that they show it, but yeah, again, I think it was just New York, New Jersey.
Probably.
And Brian's right. Is it WB now or CW?
I don't even. Who knows?
Yeah.
Do they still have the frog, though, Brian? Do they still have the dancing frog? That's all that matters. So.
Michigan J. Well, we've gone on long enough about all of these.
Yes.
Crazy Thanksgiving specials, but we have a movie we have to analyze here, sir. And I want to talk to you about it some more. So this week we chose Blood Rage, which for me I think is the quintessential Thanksgiving-based movie to watch.
Okay.
Especially in terms of horror, but there's not many in terms of Thanksgiving. And Blood Rage definitely fills that void. And Len, was this your first viewing of Blood Rage?
This actually would be, Mike. I walked into this not knowing. I've heard of it, yes, but have I watched it? No. Doing a little research.
Well, before you do that, let me just say for anybody watching who's never seen it, Blood Rage is the story of two boys who were at a drive-in theater with their mother when they were kids, and she's having sex in the front seat thinking they're sleeping. They're not. One of the brothers goes off and takes a hatchet, hacks up some dude in another car, blames his brother for it, who goes to an insane asylum until they're adults. And then it takes place on Thanksgiving where the actual killer brother, who was Terry, it's Terry and Todd. Todd was in the asylum who didn't kill anybody, and Terry killed everybody. He snaps because his mother's getting married, and his brother escaped from the mental hospital. And so he goes on a killing spree in his small apartment condominium area of Jacksonville. So there we have it. That's the best I can explain it. You go ahead.
No, what I was going to say, Mike, was that I was, like I said, I've never seen it. I've heard of it. I really didn't know what to expect. But in terms of our topic, I was like, oh, let me do some a little research because I really can't remember too many horror-based Thanksgiving movies. And sure enough, there truly is not really much out there. I mean, there are movies, comedies, what have you, but besides Blood Rage and Thanksgiving with the turkey that actually kills people, there really truly is not much material out there. So I sat back and saying to myself, you know what, Lenny, you're gonna enjoy this. It's a Thanksgiving horror movie. Like, how can they mess it up? And then I looked and I saw it was made in 1987, and I thought to myself, oh crap, here we go. It's going to be an 80s slasher movie with probably the insane asylum cliched thing from the 1980s. And sure enough, it was, because that when all else fails for an 80s horror movie, you always have the guy that escapes from the mental asylum. But in this place, it was a nice twist to know that the brother who did escape was not actually the killer. But you know what? It wasn't bad. It was a fun viewing. I enjoyed it for the campy 80s element to it. Not much in terms of Thanksgiving. I was expecting maybe them to sit down for Thanksgiving dinner. And
They did. They sit down in the beginning.
well, yeah, in the beginning, I don't know. Like, maybe I was, maybe when I heard it was Thanksgiving, this is just me. Maybe I thought that the movie would take a turn, like everything's happening on Thanksgiving, and people are being slaughtered. I really didn't know what to expect. So again, maybe my expectations for an 80s horror movie was a little too high for myself. But again, I liked it. It was a fun movie. You do need, I think every holiday needs some sort of horror movie, regardless of how campy it is. But it really did try to. It tried. It was fun. It tried. But no, it was a fun horror movie. It was a fun pick. I'm not gonna bash and say it was like the best movie I've ever seen. No, it's not. But I don't think anybody's gonna be walking in saying Blood Rage is the best movie they've ever seen. But definitely in terms of a fun Thanksgiving movie, kudos to them. Kudos to the director. At least you put something out there, because, like I said, in my research, there is nothing. I mean, it's bad when you have people still petitioning to this day to get that Eli Roth Thanksgiving trailer actually made into a movie, because there is nothing out there. And that was a topic that I was I kind of wanted to like dive into too, but if we have time, why do you feel Thanksgiving movies just aren't like given the proper due respect of horror? I don't know. So
I think we've surpassed, in a way, and they do. I mean, there's some out there, but we've surpassed, I think, this is just my feelings on it, doing holiday themed movies. Like, if anything, they're just meant more for camp or, just to be tongue in cheek now.
But in fairness, though, I actually, this is my opinion. I thought Krampus was actually a really good horror movie, for Christmas, so.
Well,
I like that.
All right. So there is, and let me put an amendment on what I just said. Christmas is always open. Christmas is always going to have horror movies made. Christmas is too big to not have certain. I don't know. It's too big to not do it.
Sure. I get it.
Not make movies of all kinds on Christmas.
Maybe you can like expand in the sense of the plot itself, because that's what I was thinking about too as I was watching Blood Rage. Was you really are limited to Thanksgiving dinner? Like, how would you approach it? Brother-in-law goes crazy. Dad doesn't like the boyfriend, or like I said, brother escapes mental asylum. Dad goes on a murder spree. They're very limited to what you want to do if you want to slowly focus on, say, Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving dinner or something along those lines.
I thought The Oath did a really good job. I think it came out last year or the year before.
Okay.
It was billed as a comedy, but if you watch it, that is a horror movie.
Like, is it a horror comedy, or are we talking?
I have not seen that. No, it's not as much of a comedy. Basically, it's about his family gets together. It's it's basically commentary on like what's going on in the world, especially with Trump as president and stuff like that. So in it, like president, I think it is President Trump in the movie, or they might have just made up another one, but puts out a thing where all Americans have to pledge their allegiance to him. And if they don't, if they're not registered at, then something happens. So like they have this Gestapo type of neighborhood watch, as they sort of call it, like checking up on people who aren't registered. And it's supposed to be voluntary, like you can register or not. And this family is not registering. They don't believe in it or anything else. So, they go through the motions, and you have. So it's played for laughs in certain ways, but it gets dark real fast.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was a different type of movie.
I was gonna say it's almost like current events, like you're saying. That give it the next month and a half. Who knows? That could be a reality check. So.
Yeah. For this, I thought it was good because you have that connotation with Thanksgiving, with family fighting, not agreeing, not wanting to be together, but having to come together because it's more important, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. That sort of feeling. So I think Thanksgiving sort of is that's the way it's felt. So if you're going to do a horror movie, I think that's the way to go, is kind of play on that, Mm-hmm. There was a Christmas-based movie. Can't remember the name of it. It came out either a year or two ago. And basically it was the family is all together. They're fighting. It's kind of a tumultuous thing. This guy brings his girlfriend home to meet his family for Christmas. They stay in the house. And then when they wake up the next day, they're trapped in the house. Huh. Some sort of like alien thing has like overtaken the house. So no one in the world can leave their houses. Jesus. And it's feeding them messages through their TV and stuff and trying to turn them against each other and the whole lot. It's very strange, but like even that would have been like a cool Thanksgiving way to be, Yeah. So like if you're going to do horror, I think it's more along that. I think Supernatural is one way that works for Thanksgiving, or not so much a slasher as a family sort of turning on each other, Or I mean, there's millions of ways you could do it, but people just have to be creative. I'm not giving you your ideas, people. No,
I was gonna say you gotta throw out that copyright idea there, Mike, because you're giving away all the material right there. So that's
Brian actually says, "Oh, and Casey's watching. What's going on, guys?"
Hey, Casey.
I missed out on the comments. So Brian goes, "I got a concept for one. College daughter brings home a new boyfriend who kills the family except the mother. She uses the chef knife on the killer." So you've ruined the whole thing for me. Why'd you tell me the ending? Let me read it. Casey says, "Just watch anything about the genocide of Native Americans. How can a horror movie top that?" It cannot.
You can't.
Wait, bring down the show.
I know. Hi, how are you?
Casey. Brian also says it's because Thanksgiving is U.S.
That is true. That is a good point for marketing aspect. I mean, that's a big thing. Yeah. Much like when we had 4th of July. Remember we were talking about that. So
yes, that's a good way to put it. The oath is sort of like it's almost like a pre-purge.
Yeah.
Trump petition. Yeah. Casey also says possession, Native American spirits. That's a good one.
Nice.
That's a really good one. Yeah, you can definitely play that up. Yes, we know you're happy to help. I'm just kidding with you. You are right, though.
Anytime there, Casey. Anytime.
The genocide talk definitely is the biggest horror of it.
Yeah.
So for me, like, yeah, if you're going Thanksgiving horror, like Blood Rage is always fun, like, but it's because there isn't a lot of them. And there is a correction. You said it was made in 1987. It actually came out then. It was actually made in 1983. It took like 5 years for it to come out.
Oh my God, really? Did they ever say why was like the holdup with the marketing here?
Just one of those things. Just some of those, sometimes it take forever. It's like we talked about. Brian, what's going on, buddy?
Going on?
Thanksgiving, everybody. We talked about what was it, Clifford, when Rob had put the movie out.
Yep.
And that was made in like 1991 and came out in like 95. So
correct. Correct.
You know, it's just one of those movies that kind of sits on a shelf and waits, you know. And that happened with Blood Rage. And there was like a few different cuts of it. There was a few different I think there's even like a PG cut of it.
Yeah, you know, I was going to ask about that too. I mean, you know, whether it be on the show or off, you know, apparently according to Wikipedia, this has like they released a DVD and it's got 3 versions of the film out there. I mean, is there like, because with the way that the killings were filmed, I could see there being like an uncut version of the film where they add the extra blood or maybe pulling out a knife or something along those lines. So I don't know.
It all depends, because I mean, if in any PG version, most of those killings are cut out because there were some pretty gory effects, really cool effects for the movie.
No, they were good. They were good. Like I was saying, I could see it because it kind of, you know, what kind of reminded me of slightly like a Friday the 13th Part 7, where, you know, like you have good killings, but if you just show the extra 3 to 5 seconds like they want to show it, it totally changes the rating of the film to like something that cannot be shown, you know, to the general public apparently. So,
you know, I want to try something a little different. Anybody who's watching, please join in, because I want to hear what you guys think too. And let's stick to horror. We'll stick to the horror genre based on what this show is all about. But so, in your opinion, let's take movies that already exist that aren't considered Thanksgiving movies, but what would fit the mold? You know what I mean? So, for me, perfect examples, I think Evil Dead would fit the mold.
okay.
I think Evil Dead is the type of movie where you could say, hey, this is Thanksgiving. This family, not this group of friends is just going to get away for Thanksgiving, and they go out to a cabin. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a good fit for Thanksgiving.
I got you. I understand where you're going with that. You could, yeah. I mean, you know, you slightly change the plot around, like simple thing, and yeah, absolutely, you could have it. You know, I mean, I don't think it would be a, you know, dungy cabin like that, but Home Alone, there you go.
Well, actually, that's a good point. And if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. There is a movie that came out a few years ago called Better Watch Out.
Mm-hmm.
It is Home Alone, but a horror movie. And if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's really good. It has got a great twist to it.
But wouldn't they be considered like Jigsaw, like with Saw, like just tormenting people to begin with? I mean,
basically, but they even do the paint can test.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's as much of a callback as you're going to get to Home Alone. But if anybody hasn't seen it, check it out because it's got a really cool twist to it. So,
not to spoil anything with the viewing, but do you at least, once the paint can scene happens, do you at least see the guy's teeth go flying out of his mouth? Because that's one thing I never could understand, how they only get a simple, like nothing, not a bruise, a broken nose, missing teeth, nothing.
What are you talking about? He loses his gold tooth.
Was that for that part?
Yeah, it was the.
Okay, all right. I might stand correct on that one then. Yeah, forgive me there. It's been a while since I've seen my Home Alone, but no, it's just like some of those always like kind of annoyed me because great film, but that's actually there's a doctor on YouTube who does that where they actually will run down in real life if you. Like not even horror movies, but like Home Alone. Okay, if this happens, what would actually be happening to your body and like the breakdown of it? So it's pretty good. So you just be like Home Alone breakdown, and they'll break it down for you. So doctor.
Saw lock a family in, and Jigsaw makes them kill each other. That's a little too rough. That's a little too hard. I mean, I can watch the Saw movies knowing that all of them are strangers to each other or connected in some weird way, like Jigsaw did and things like that. But I can't get behind a family because it's too much. It's like, how do you do it? Like, it's just a heart-wrenching thing. It really is just a tough subject matter. Electric carving, knife kill. There's a movie who did that. trying to think who it was. If somebody knows, sound off, because I can't remember which movie had the electric knife, and there was like a funny bit to it, like it unplugged when they were chasing or something. Yeah, so like Evil Dead was one that I could say would make a good Thanksgiving movie.
That actually is a really good question, and I am failing miserably because I am like spur of my feet here, and I am like drawing a blank. But you're right though. There's so much material out there to begin with that I'm like I don't know if it's because I'm on the spot right now or what, but man, in terms of a co-host, I'm failing miserably on that part there. So I'm like, oh,
you are failing miserably.
Yes, no, I know. I fully accept it there tonight.
Don't make me fire you. No, you're doing fine, man.
No, it's just a really good question, and I'm like just completely, like I said, just drawing because I'm pulling in like all the classics. I'm not thinking of like the B movies, like in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're driving to go see their family, in Texas, and they get pulled over. They run amok with another family instead, or But then in the other breath, I'm thinking to myself, oh, I got The Exorcist. What would The Exorcist have to do anything with that? But it's just how my mind is like flailing all over the place here, thinking about it right now.
No, it's all good, man. It was worth a shot. I took a shot.
But you know what? Real fast though, Mike, I got a question. Because I kind of deviated off the subject. What did you like about Blood Rage? Why did you pick the movie solely because it's considered the best horror movie for Thanksgiving, or does it really hold a place in your heart?
It does hold a place in my heart. Birds, not but turkeys. I like it. Let's do it. So Blood Rage, I love. First of all, it's got a connection to us and to where we're from.
Okay.
Because that drive-in was the Route 35 drive-in in Hazlitt.
Yeah.
That's where they filmed it. So, like, when you see the sign in the beginning, it says Route 35. That's Hazlitt, near where we were. So, like, I was kind of dug that. But the rest is filmed in Jacksonville. I don't know. I just think it's an odd but fun little story. Lots of craziness to it. As far as Thanksgiving goes, I think it's a pretty solid movie for that represents the holiday horror, if you will. So I just kind of dig it, honestly.
Cool. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to it that I would say is like overly like, oh, this is amazing. Like it's really not. And going back to Evil Dead, Blood Rage is basically Evil Dead just didn't do it well enough.
Yeah.
Like Evil Dead like hit on all cylinders, whereas Blood Rage could have been that good had they just changed some things.
I did like though just the fact that the killer or Terry was, I don't want to say like just loose, but like he wasn't like that methodical killer that was like trying to like hunt you down or was like hiding spots or this or that. Like he was just having fun, almost kind of like psychologically like tormenting his victims too.
Even his girlfriend, when he's chasing her and she's got a baby in her hands, and he's just not running after her, but like she runs out of a room and he's just like, where are you going?
Yeah.
It's almost like he's playing it like, I don't understand why you're running. We're having fun.
Or when she's at the pool and she's sitting down and like, he literally could sneak up on her, but no, he goes on the diving board. Yeah, right. So he goes on the diving board and
I'm just telling you the rule. If it's 2 years or younger, a movie that's 2 years or younger, we will not spoil it. Anything after, that's your fault. If it was made in 1983, too bad. And also, we're not ruining anything. You know who the killer is from the second scene in the movie.
No, you really do, Brian. Yeah, it's nothing is given away there. So it's just a matter of just the inventiveness, the creativity of the kills. But no, he's just on the diving board, And then he goes on a diving board and starts jumping on the diving board, and she looks over at him, and he's like, he just gives this look like, hey, let's go for round 18. And, you know, she's like, oh, not again, you know, and she runs off with the kid, which, mind you, she gets up very quick and flowingly holding a kid. I'm sorry, but once you have a kid and, you know, just the way you hold it, you're very taking care, you're making sure you don't drop it. She literally just like one hands it, like stiff arms, like the Heisman Trophy over here, and just like barrels it like out the door with his baby. I'm like, pretty sure that's probably not a fake baby there, because you're not moving that fluid with a baby in your arms. So
yeah, that was pretty legit. And that one got to me this time around. Like listening to the baby cry by itself.
Yeah.
There's something about when she goes into the apartment and you hear the baby crying after knowing that the mother got killed.
Yes.
And the baby's just been left there alone.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is some deep psychological shit, especially if you're a parent. I was like, this is tough.
Well, that to me, over Halloween, I was watching Friday 13th Part 3, and I for literally, I don't know why, but I forgot one of the girls who dies is pregnant. So literally, Jason is killing a baby and killing, you know, the mother. And I was like, oof! Like, I'm surprised they did that, you know, and it didn't get any backlash. But I guess they didn't because they kept it in. So.
Yeah, it was a tough one, man. Those parents, we can talk about that on another show, because I think that would be a really good topic to talk about. But becoming a parent in those types of movies that just don't watch anymore.
That would be a good one, yeah, because I've expressed my, you know, thoughts before of even movie scores and soundtracks to, like, you know, for certain scenes that you just take you. But anyway, I digress. Like, that's a different subject. So
we're definitely gonna get it. Brian said he's just hearing of this movie tonight. Well, then you need to watch it tonight. It's the perfect Thanksgiving movie.
You have to, and it's on plenty of the streaming sites. If you have Amazon, what was it, Shudder? You know, so you got a few of them, and what's that one with the 10,000 commercials? I forget the streaming site. Yeah,
it's the worst.
Mike's favorite. Yeah.
Oh God, I always get more commercials during my movies than anybody else.
Dude, no, you jinxed me. There was one where I had to watch it, and it was just god awful, dude. It just seemed like it was every minute, and it wasn't a minute and a half, but it seemed like it. It was just a cover.
Yeah, it felt like that for me for some movies too.
Yeah.
I do want to say, in terms of horror movies, our good friend of the show and the scenesnobs.com, we will always promote him because he's always been great to us, is Mr. Blaine Weaver.
Yes.
His movie Getaway, which is a horror movie that came out this year, is now going to be available. It's pre-order right now over on iTunes, pre-order pretty much everywhere. But head over to iTunes or pick up the movie. It's coming out next month. We're going to have him back on the show. He's a great guy. Always have a good time with him. But go check out Getaway. It's a slasher film he made. It's a lot of fun. We saw it. Len hasn't seen it yet. Len,
I have not. I have not. I am
come out by you yet.
That's what I'm waiting for, because unfortunately, when we actually had Blaine on the show, great guy. But you know, just for some reason it's not up here, so I'm waiting for it to get released. You know, whether it be through streaming or if I could help the cause, I'll buy DVD too or Blu-ray. So, you know,
yeah, it was a fun movie, and Blaine is a great guy, so we want to support him. So go pre-order it on iTunes now. You know, we're having fun with it. It's just a good time. I do want to say that tomorrow night we're going to start at 11 p.m. So make sure you guys are ready. But we are going to have another show. We're going to have the Sports Snobs tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And the podcast. Check out the video, because I did some heavy editing to the video. And I added some clips and some things. I made them real pretty. I've been working on my videos lately. I've been really putting the editing in. So tonight will be evident of that with we have a show starting at 9 p.m. and I'll talk about that in a second. But remember, tomorrow night, tomorrow at 9 a.m., we are broadcasting the Scene Snobs episode tomorrow, but it will be available after that and in podcast form. So go check those out. It's over on the sports scene section of the Scene Snobs channel on thescenesnobs.com. So 11 p.m. That is when our 8-hour show starts. Join in anytime. If you want to be a part of it, message us, comment, whatever. We want you to be a part of it. We want you to feel entertained, feel like you are joining in. If you have any topics you want to throw out to us, please let us know. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a long time. We have plenty of things to talk about. Casey and I have some fun stuff planned, but we would love to have you on board. No, Brian, the Guapo show premieres next Thursday, December 3rd at 9 p.m. And I'm very excited for it. So we're going to see the Guapo show on December 3rd at 9 p.m. That's one of our brand new shows. I'm going to put out the guest list on this weekend so you can see who it is.
Nice.
Heavy guest list. And this week we're filming again. This Monday we're filming the next episode, and we're going to have another really heavy guest list of very cool sports stars. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. But tomorrow night, that's the big one, the Friendsgiving. Want you to be a part of it. Join in, please.
Yes. Even your co-host is saying right now, come one, come all.
Casey, come one, come all. That is right. So yes, join in. It's going to be fun. Tell your friends. We know it's late, but come on. We're going 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. But tonight I'm very excited. We are broadcasting my interview with the Nelms brothers. They directed the movie Batman, which is out now in theaters and available on VOD. Stars Mel Gibson and Walton Goggins. Mel Gibson plays a disgruntled, drunken Santa Claus that's business and suffering. It is a violent, dark, gritty take. Just enjoy our interview because they were fantastic. Had a great time talking with them. They are so talented. Their movies are great. Fat Man is wonderful. I would love to see more people checking it out because it's such a great movie. Casey and I talked about it last night. Mm-hmm. Len, you need to watch it. You'll love it.
It's one of the few movies just because one, I just will watch pretty much anything that's getting released now, but I've generally heard great things about this, and just the fact that you got them on the show is amazing, and
they were great.
It's gonna be I'm really looking forward to this interview, I have to say. So
we're broadcasting at 9 p.m. tonight, and the podcast will be available shortly after. And then you can watch the video. Changed up the format of like kind of how the videos work and what I'm doing with them. So you're going to see not the live shows because I can't work on them now, but our pre-recorded shows are going to be a lot of fun and edited in new ways. Casey says, "Love you, Len Dog." We all love.
Of course, love you too, there, Case.
And Fat Man rules. I do rule. Thank you.
I think you're not me.
The movie. I'm sorry, it's on VOD. Go check it out. So. This has been our first one back. This is Len and Mick. We're here. We're doing it. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Next week, I think we're going to have a special guest.
Yes. I'm looking forward to that.
When we get closer. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to talk martial arts movies. And that's going to be fun too. So, and you know what? I'll show my next. Yes. Awesome. Because my next interview is with the director of the new movie Jiu-Jitsu starring Nicolas Cage. So I will play that after that too. So it kind of coincides, kind of forms. But yeah, we'll be doing that. Casey said, Brian says, "Love you, Mick Manhattan." I love you too.
Aw.
He said my name. Working out. Brian Kaz says, "Happy Turkey Day."
Happy Turkey Day.
That's what we want. We're going to say happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We can't wait to see you guys tomorrow.
Yes.
Enjoy your turkey. Enjoy your family. Just have the happiest Thanksgiving you can. We love you. Hopefully we're entertaining for you. Check out any of our stuff and just feel like a friend. It's a hug. All of our shows are hugs for you because we love you guys. You're fantastic. But from me, Mick Manhattan, happy Thanksgiving. And I'm sure Len, would you like
if you could see me, I would be out there arms wide open for a hug right now. Give you my big sign off too, but for some reason my computer is not working for me today. I don't know why.
I did save a picture of him with the mustache though. So
good. Yes, we can use that. I'm pulling off a Aaron Rodgers mustache right now, along with a shaggy soul patch. So we're working with that right now this week.
You are not pulling it off.
We will let the viewers come to that judgment there, Michael. We will let the viewers come to that.
So anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'm Nick Manhattan, Scene Snob, joined always by my wonderful, lovely assistant, Mr. Len Reed Miller.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Here on Behind the Box. Happy Thanksgiving. Take care.
Bye, guys.
That's all I'm going to say.